Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. And in this topic, I'll discuss about absconding from work. The reason being, this is quite similar. What has happened, a mass layoff due to background verification from three, four companies, like major companies that are impacted is Cognizant, Accenture, and TCS, and some of the people are laid off from Capgemini as well. So 5-10% of this background verification went wrong due to this absconding stuff. So I'll talk about this, and I got few comments. We'll try to cover those, and I'll also give some tips how you can switch, like what are the documents you need to have before you are switching. So we'll talk about some of the questions, and I'll give you some tips as well. So let us start. So what do we mean by absconding from the work? So first of all, this abscond or something, it's not a process of terminating your job. So ideally, once you want to terminate your job, you should go with the process. You need to go your let your manager and HR know in the first place. Then you should raise employment separation from your designated portal in your company. So that is the right process. But what normally happened for the freshers, unwillingly possibly, or even for lateral entries, they sometimes, without letting the employer know, they suddenly leave the organization and try to join some other organization. So these types of scenario comes under abscond, and there are serious complication. So people are junior or senior, they need to know the consequences or the complication for of absconding. So let us check the other pointers as well. So that is about abscond. So suddenly you are not liking the organization, or after 1 or 2 days of joining, you are thinking to rejoin or join some other organization. So that, and you didn't go for the formal separation, that caused abscond in IT. Now, first of all, is it okay to go for absconding from your work or company? The answer is not at all. So this is the possibly worst process of termination of employment. So I'll tell you why this is not right, and even if you have done, I'll tell you some of the process. So what I normally observed absconding from a work, I would say, for the freshers, sometimes what has happened, like they have multiple offers, and some of the offers are in pipeline in some cases. So they joined, suppose XYZ company, maybe they joined, let us take an example that they joined in TCS, and they have a pipeline offer from Accenture, and they want to uh, they have a more aligned with Accenture. So once they are in TCS, after 5-10 days of service, they got one offer from Accenture, and the TCS, they are possibly that time in the trading period, and they got a better offer, maybe like 40,000 or 50,000 hike, some joining part bonus. So they thought of joining Accenture, and they leave that organization. That is one abscond. And for lateral entries, sometimes there are few offers in pipeline, or in some process they joined some other company, and after 2-3 days they got that final offer, they thought of leaving the company. So that is for lateral entries. Now, how to handle such situations? So first of all, if you are in a company and there is a better opportunity, or there is some reason that you want to immediately terminate your employment, first talk with the HR and the manager. So even if you they are for 1 or 2 days or even 3 days in the work, there is a process of separation. So normally you will under probation period. So in the probation period, uh, the probation, the amount of notice period is very less. It might be 1 month for most of the company. And if you just work for 1 or 2 days or 10 days, so there is a special provision that company may uh, to terminate your employment for within 72 hours. So do check out all the possibility during abscond. Nothing bad to discuss your concern to the hiring manager or like your HR. And it might be due to your medical condition, your some family medical condition. Just keep the document with you and show these things. So there are always ways, and HR will definitely help you to quickly release from your project and all. So that is a good way to terminate your employment, even if it is really urgent. And I have seen there are a couple of examples that people got released from their duty within 72 hours, and they are now free to go. So that for 7 or 6 days, in fact, they are there in the company, they got salary for that also. So because they went for a formal separation. Now if it is not like or like if it is not really possible, that what you can do possibly, do not keep anything with you. So submit your laptop, submit your whatever belongings you have to the your like nearest company's asset team, and all everything you should basically submit. If it is not really possible, then submit to your manager or your friends, those who are working to that company, and tell them to submit it to the uh, asset team. So that is the first thing. Do not keep any liabilities, do not keep any belongings with you. First of all, you need to be very sure, because if you have a laptop or if you have some asset, company can, in worst case, they can lodge a FIR. So that is the first thing that you need to do. Also, you need to just drop a mail to your manager and HR that you are leaving your company so and so reason, that please process your employee separation process. Like that, you just drop them to a mail and do the asset submission. After doing that stuff, possibly you are good to go for your next company, provided if you have worked very small tenure of time. The tenure of time might be less than 1 month, because once you are there for like more than 1 month, by the time you have a like they have applied for your PF, and your PF will be attached to a universal PF account UN number. So that is slightly difficult than termination your employment. So if you are just there for 2 3 days, if you want to have abscond, I have seen, which is, I think, more likely will not cause any issue, and do not show this type of small tenure in your CV. Just remove those experience from your CV. So that is the main thing. Like, do not abscond. If you are planning to abscond, as quickly as you like, just do it very quickly. Do not allow to like wait for 1 or 2 months. Just do it quickly, and do not show this information, and do not have any belongings. Drop a mail, because once you are not there for 2 or 3 days, a company can raise a FIR to your nearest police station, saying that employee is not present. So we might be thinking something go wrong. So do not allow such situation to happen. Just let the managers and HR knows that you are not willing to join the organization, such and such reason, and ask them to do the process of separation. Even if they don't, then don't show this information to your next organization. So that is all about abscond. And these are one of the reason that people got issue during background verification, because they have some done some abscond this part, and that has shown up during the verification. So these are the quick pointer that I told about abscond. And the pro tips, now we'll discuss about never withdraw your PF. So do not do or do not withdraw your PF. The reason being, there are something PF is something you started your work and you are still continuing. So it is kind of you'll get a extra amount of interest, a kind of a complex uh, interest that you'll get a compound interest. So do not withdraw your PF. But there is one more reason. So EPF is something that is very easy for your employer to verify. So do not break the chain basically. And even if it is required, you can take the loan from PF if you require some money. So if you are leaving an organization, do not go for the PF withdrawal. Just continue with the PF. And a company like TCS, Wipro, Infosys, they have their PF trust. So uh, that will be a slightly difficult to process your PF to a next organization. But anyway, you can do it. Other companies hold PF with the government, so that will be PF, normally PF. In both the case, ideally you should transfer to a PF to the next company. Do not ever withdraw, because you'll get financial benefits. You will get a easy background verification if you have the UAN, and that is attached to your first employment. Now, a few question I got in my comment section. So first question is, what documents do I need to bring with me during joining? So if you're lateral entries, for freshers, you will be having all those information in your joining before the hand, like what are the documents you need. But I'm just talking about the lateral entries. So lateral entries, there are 3 documents that are accepted. So all other documents, and you need to have a resignation acceptance email. So resignation acceptance email stating your last employment or working day should be clearly written, so that you can print it out from your mail or company's email address. That is one document that are accepted. Otherwise, they can also issue a letter, um, like stating that you are relieving from your duty, or resignation acceptance letter with company's letterhead. So it should not be a A4 paper, it should be a company's letterhead. Just be in mind, and if it is possible, just sign it from the HR, get the get one stamp done by the HR. Just request him if they can do it, so that these two documents are accepted. Otherwise, if you have relieving letter or experience certificate or release letter, these three documents are also fine, but ideally you should not have, because these are the document which are shared during uh, when once the FNF is done, full and final settlement. So that require like 1 or 2 months possibly. So if you are joining with these documents, so first two documents like separation or a resignation acceptance email or letter, so after 1 month or 45 days, you must need to submit a relieving letter or experience certificate. So some companies issued experience certificate, some company don't. They just give a relieving letter. So all those are fine basically. So that is about joining to a new organization. And okay, some one more question about pre-employment health checkups, health issues basically. So some companies where if you are joining, you need to just declare yourself fit. So if you are medically fit, are able to work, then just declare fit. And some of the companies like TCS and some other companies, I mean, they have some medical checks, or they have little bit of a medical form that you need to fill by a doctor. So do not hide anything. Whatever you have, just write those things. Because like, even suppose you have a major power, like in your eyes, so you have a specs and that has lot of powers, so that is quite okay. Like you need 6 by 6 vision by wearing a spec, or by wearing a glass, or maybe like if you have a too much of power, then possibly you can go for surgery as well. But you should have done before. So health check will not cause any issue. Just whatever you have, you just uh, declare them and get it signed. Even if there is some issue, doctors there have a doctor, they will check with you, and they will try to resolve the issue, because you are not joining to army. So this health checkup issue will not cause, until unless you have a huge health issues, which is might not be good. Otherwise, those pre-employment health checkups are fine. Whatever comes up, just comes up. Just take some. If you're taking some regular medicine, just declare that nothing will happen. So what will happen under the hood, that I can tell. So this company will let the insurer know whatever insurer they are providing. So they will take some more money from your employer just to insure you, because you have a chronic disease, might be high blood pressure, or might be diabetes, or might be thyroid. So that is one of the thing that will happen. So your insurer will give some extra money, your employer, just to ensure you to a good insurance. So that is one thing that will happen. Otherwise, everything is fine. So that is all about this video. Hope you like that video, and do subscribe to my channel for next upcoming videos. Thank you.